We have huge moves in the JP poll this week, huge moves. And the reason is not because we made huge adjustments. It's because, as I told you, and I'll go ahead and tell you again, there is so narrow a gap between number 4 and number 25 in the country right now from an odds-making power rating standpoint that just one little alteration, if I adjust or deduct 1.25 points from you, you could fall 5 or 10 spots. And that happened. In a lot of cases, that happened this week. So let's take a look. We're going to go through it really quick. 25 through 21. I think we have some big movers here. Kentucky's still there. Arkansas, actually, so let's go to 25 through 21 first. Yeah, Florida State, still top 25. You see this drop by Oklahoma? That is as big a drop as I think you will ever see in this kind of format. They dropped 16 spots from wherever they were to 24. We had them top 10. They're down at 24 now. We deducted, I think, 4.1 points from Oklahoma, which doesn't sound like much. That is a massive adjustment in 1 week. That bumped them down to 24th. LSU's 23rd. NC State's 22. Baylor's down at 21. And now we get into the top 20. And here's where I really want to start explaining things to you. Kentucky, they're pretty much unchanged. You see the result last week. We see 2 red zone trips and no points to show for it. The point is, if you extrapolate that 1,000 times, they're probably winning that game more times than not. We don't adjust them. They're the same team we thought they were last week. Arkansas dropped 5 points, or 5 spots, to 19. That is a KJ Jefferson Arkansas team. Quarterback KJ Jefferson. We don't know if he's playing this Saturday. The smart money is on him not playing against Mississippi State. If you don't have KJ Jefferson, we do not have Arkansas as a top 25 team. So just know, before they even take the field Saturday, if it's announced that he's out, we don't back this. They're I don't even know where we have them. It's somewhere closer to 30 than it is 19. So just keep that in mind. Notre Dame jumped up to 18. They play Brigham Young in Las Vegas this week. They're favored by 3.5. Cincinnati, still just lurking at 17. Question is, how high can they climb with a loss? They already got that Arkansas loss. Oregon jumped 9 spots. Oregon, I think we adjusted them 2 points maybe, or 1.75 points, but that was good enough for them to jump 9 spots. That's how tightly compacted this entire field is outside of the very, very top. All right, top 15 time. We've got Kansas State there. TCU made a monumental jump, as you would expect, because we've entered that time now where we've removed all the preseason settings, and the model is just totally baking in this year's results. And when you've got that Oklahoma game baked in like TCU does, you understand how it jumps you from being unranked all the way to 14th. Ole Miss, unchanged at 13th. Mississippi State climbed a couple of spots to 12. Same rating. This is very, very minor adjustment. USC still at 11. Now, at this point, we had USC rated higher than the AP did. Now we're a little bit lower on them. We've just been consistent. The model keeps seeing what it expects to see from USC, so it's not going to bump them up or down just because they win or lose or whatever the case may be. Top 10 time. Texas is at 10. Texas has 2 losses. I explained this last week. I'll do it one more time. The only thing that this cares about is obviously who would be favored against who. This Texas, this version of Texas in this power rating is with Quinn Ewers. The model thinks that Texas is essentially an undefeated caliber team right now because it looks back and it thinks to itself, if they got Quinn Ewers the whole game, they may beat Bama. I think they beat Texas Tech. The point is, the caliber of team they are right this moment is the caliber they are with Quinn Ewers, and it is factoring that in. That's why it has them at 10 right now. Penn State is at 9. Dropped a couple spots. I think that was other teams bumping up, like Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State rose from 12 to 8. They are now the number 8 team. Utah is still there. I'm going to talk about Utah in a little while. Pac-12 paid here. Utah at 7. Tennessee at number 6. They fell, but they didn't even play. There was no adjustment there. All right, top 5 time. This is a big mover. Clemson, total readjustment, manual readjustment. Had to go in and manually adjust the quarterback rating we had on DJ Uiagalelei. We were just too low on him. He has proven that he is an improved player. He has proven that he's a better quarterback this year. And we got Clemson in the top 5 again. There they are in familiar territory. The top 4 are unchanged, but there is a little adjustment in the point spread, or point totals. Michigan, Georgia, Ohio State, Utah, 4 through 1. Where is the gap? Right now, what did I say? What did I say, Jesse? Oh, Utah? Yeah, Utah's not the number 1 team. So let me restate it. Michigan, Georgia, Ohio State, Bama, 4 through 1. Right now, the model would have Bama minus 1.5 against Ohio State. It would have Bama minus 4 against Georgia. It would have Bama minus 14 against Michigan. So the gap between 3 and 4 is 10 points. The gap between 4 and 25 is 9 points. So there is a smaller gap between Georgia and Michigan than there is between Michigan and FSU, I guess is our 25th team. Still a tier, but you see it shrunk a little bit from last week. So maybe slowly but surely the pack is reeling the top end. None of these teams are invincible. Every one of them is vulnerable. I think Ohio State has a week coming up where they struggle a little bit. I'm not calling an upset. I'm just saying this thing you saw Georgia do at Missouri this past week, it happened for a specific reason, and that is Georgia lacks currently the explosive playmakers to stretch those games. Ohio State could randomly have one of those games. Bama lost a quarterback for over a half last week. All kinds of crazy stuff can happen. So there's your top 10 there. Bama, Ohio State, Georgia, Michigan, Clemson, Tennessee, Utah, Oklahoma State, Penn State, and Texas. Something tells me something there will change by this time next week. Guys, thanks for watching Late Kick. Make sure to leave a comment. I love interacting with you. But most of all, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. That's how we keep all of this free.